Hey, this is Segovia, back with another video. Hope everyone out there is having a good day. In today's video, we got some creepy and strange TikToks that's going to make you question everything. A lot of crazy things happening. Let's get into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Come on. Come on, come on, go get sit in the car. Okay, come on. We cannot get out.
Have you guys seen what the aftermath of what the plane crash in Philadelphia looks like? My goodness, y'all. It literally looks like a scene from an apocalyptic movie. Look at this, y'all. Right? A plane did this? I don't know, man. I don't believe it. Have you guys seen the last video that I showed? I didn't see that. I thought with this new meta thing, TikTok would be brand new. They could let us say whatever we want to. Well, maybe other people can say what's on their mind, but whenever I speak my mind, my videos get removed from here. All I'm saying is this right here doesn't make any sense to me. Where are the propellers? Where are the plane parts? Now, I'm not saying they couldn't have cleaned it up, but this fast? But like I said, y'all, are we under attack? Because look how scorched these cars are. Why do those cars look like they were part of Hawaii and California? You know what I'm talking about? I've spoken to people who live in the general area and they're saying something completely different because look at this. I mean, look at this over here. Now, they're most likely going to say the nose of the plane did this, right? So where's the plane? And not to mention, planes are super sensitive. When a bird flies into the nose of a plane, it actually dents it and creases it. And y'all could do your research on that. But this looks like the plane went to war with the ground and the ground lost. How is that possible? Again, y'all, I'm just putting two and two together. Like I said, what do you guys think about this video? This is crazy. Shit, when I said 2025 was going to start off with a bang, I did not mean literally. But I guess the universe meant literally. What do you guys think about this video? Like, follow, and share for more videos like this.
Holy fuck, has anybody seen the video of that man walking out of the flames from that plane that just crashed in Philadelphia? Yes, there is unfortunately another one, and there's a really interesting story behind this one that nosedived into a Philadelphia neighborhood. Now, the aircraft that was involved in this incident was a Learjet 55, and I'll tell you why that's interesting here in a second. And according to the FAA, two individuals were on board, both being pilots. However, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy and Fox 29 news reporter Steve Keeley reported that 6 people were actually on board the aircraft. 4 crew members, as well as a pediatric patient, which has been rumored to be a child, unfortunately, and an escort. A medic was also possibly on the plane as well. And I don't know necessarily who was just walking through those flames, but that was a terrifying thing to watch. But as for the Learjet, which we'll get to here in a second, like I stated, was a jet rescue air ambulance. So this was obviously a very unfortunate incident, especially considering that there was possibly a child involved. But did you know that Learjet was a manufacturer for business jets for civilian and military use? But it's based in Wichita, Kansas. Does anybody remember where that American Eagle flight took off from a couple of days ago? Now, what's the coincidence of that? Do I need to start looking into Wichita, Kansas? Something's just got me wondering, man. And honestly, who even wants to get on a plane at this point?
Y'all.
Yeah, it's some. There's a lot of plane crashes happening, y'all. We got one coming up, a big one that happened in South Korea where over 100 people were unalived in that. Like, what's going on? Why do you guys think all these plane crashes are now suddenly happening after the California wildfires all over TikTok, all over the news? Now it's these plane crashes all over TikTok, all over the news. Like it's by design. It seems a little too suspicious to me. What do you guys think?
This behind me is drone footage of Philadelphia from just last night. Wait till you see some of these images like this right here. That reminds me of something that happened 2 times in our near past.
It's just crazy.
One of those things being in Hawaii is just absolutely absurd what we're seeing. I'm about to show you in a minute what it reminds me of, because things have just been ridiculously crazy the last year straight. I mean, y'all remember this? How does stuff like this keep happening over and over and over again? Even a day before that one plane we had, obviously, you know, the one in DC that just happened that we still really don't even have information about. I mean, look at this crater alone. Every single day, something just unthinkable is happening over and over and over again. Something's up.
And I ain't gonna lie, that did not look like a plane crash. Now I've never seen a plane crash in person, but to me, That looked a little missile-esque, right? Now, why would they hide that from us if it was? Not saying it was, but if, because it looked a little crazy and a lot of crazy videos, a lot of people saying things from other countries during when that happened, the bar word, you know what I mean? Crazy things happening. Check this out, yo. Damn, that's graphic, yo. Like, what's going on? What is going on with these planes? Because before it would be, a door. It started off with the doors. Remember the doors busting off mid-flight? One of these insane type of accidents would happen once in a blue moon, popping off every day. Every day there's a new plane crash. Every day. I mean, there's a little one in Texas right here. Now, these seem to be a little more common, especially like I would see in Arizona all the time, little plane crashes, especially out there in the Mesa airfield. There's always crashes out there. But like for these big time jetliners to be going down like that, something's going on, y'all. Right. Right.
Yeah. Everybody else, they're staying there.
All right, y'all are going to see this on TikTok at some point, so I'm going to get my little share of sharing in right now. But another plane just fucking went down. And I turn this around, yeah. Another plane just went down, Roosevelt Mall. It's a Macy's right there on Cottman Boulevard. So, they're blocking this shit off, all of it right now. But I'm out to go see what's up.
Afghanistan.
Like, could we be under some type of grid attack? I don't know because this just doesn't happen. Planes don't go down like that. The car accidents happen like this, every day, every minute, car accidents. But now it seems like every day, every minute, a plane's going down, which doesn't happen ever. So I don't know. Is it something to do with the drones above us or what?
And people don't understand that. When I first got to Red Team, I was asking guys, what's Afghanistan like? They said, you just have to see it because you're not going to believe me. They don't have water. I remember handing a bottle of water to a little girl. She opened it, dumped it out so she could play with the plastic. So then we're pumping up again, another mountain, and it's just steep terrain. And then we knew he was up and over. Marcus is down in this village, and we got up, trying to get up to the top. And that's, Rangers came in, helos. They did get Marcus out. And now we're just in the Shuyak Valley. It's like, all right, well, let's try to live our way out of this one. We were with Rangers, and there were Marines and shit there too. I'll never forget seeing Marines because, like, we got to choose what we would wear. I'd had no body armor, a couple mags, and a shirt. First sergeant told me I need to wear all this shit. Like I said at the beginning, Marines are fucking bad motherfuckers.
Before that, to be honest, in my mind, I thought, like, what if
the rocket will
The rocket!
Ukraine, right? And there's war. There's always rockets coming in and stuff like that. And then I see things flying. Like, no wait, the war started again? You know, and you say it, you never know.
How did it sound? Describe what it sounded like to you.
I didn't hear the sound, but I saw the big light and I saw the explosion. The explosion. I was just like,
He's for real. He's for
is this illusion or something else?
Were you scared? Did you come running closer to see what was going on?
I
Or?
just stopped. I was just looking around and I see the smoke. You can see on my phone, and then I just took my phone and started
Can you show us?
Yeah.
Can you show us what you What's your first name, sir?
But do you?
Can you spell that for me?
D-A-D-I-N?
They got it.
Look at this, y'all. Tell me this don't look like a rocket. Look at that.
We have yet another event in California where something is on fire. This happened at Martinez Refining Company, which is an oil and a gas company. It is now a shelter in place. They are telling everyone to go indoors. Close all your windows, all your doors. Don't use no heaters. If you got a fireplace, close your fireplace. They said cover cracks around doors and windows with the damn towel or tape. This shit is crazy, y'all. Now, how the fuck did this happen? I'm trying to figure out. I'm gonna let y'all know. Another fire. Like, what the fuck? 2025 is starting off crazy, y'all. They said right now, 3 individuals that was on site has been transported to the nearest hospital. This shit is not making sense to me. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there another spot in California just like this company that caught on fire? Y'all, make sure you share this. Whoever's in this area, make sure you get the fuck up out of there.
Yo guys, so here's the thing. I've got a feeling that I'm being shadow banned. I'm in the sim bin or something. So do all of the buttons. Repost, comment, like, save. Get me out of the sim bin. Get the algorithm boosted again. For the whole time that you're watching, I will talk. And I will tell you about Hugh Jackman and Simon Cowell at a spirit cooking event. Now I know you can't see what that is down there. But this is like a bath with some sort of red coloured gravy in it. And a cake. But it's not really a cake. I mean, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But like, it's in the shape of something it shouldn't be. You know, and it has red gravy over it too. So, people want to talk about Diddy and Epstein, but they need to hear the story about Simon Cowell and Hugh Jackman. But you guys are not ready for that story yet, are you? Oh, everyone. And if you're not following me yet, you flipping should be. And come onto my page as well and tap my notification bell at the top and click all so you don't miss none of my future uploads.
See nothing. Did you guys see anything? I watched this thing like 20 times. Maybe you guys will catch it. I'm just missing.
Okay, this image of this almost perfectly square-looking formation on Mars is causing a lot of interest right now. And I can confirm it is 100% real, because if you go to the original source captured on the Mars Orbiter camera, the image was taken from a tiny slice in this crater. Then, if you zoom into the top of that image, you find this. Now, the reason it's getting so much attention is that people are pointing out that perfectly straight lines or right angles don't exist in nature, and natural processes typically don't create such large and and symmetrical shapes, which also makes it much harder to just dismiss as pareidolia. According to NASA analysis, each side is roughly 3 kilometers in length. Now on the other side, this picture was taken all the way back in 2001, but is resurfacing now. And let's be honest, we've also been here before with the Mars tunnels and faces on Mars. So what do you guys think? Is this something interesting, or are we just looking at it too deep?
This is the largest bank in the world. I want to show you something. This is massive. Right now, the world's largest bank is bringing it home. All the gold they got overseas, they're bringing it home. 30 million troy ounces. This is like the second biggest ever event of this since 1994. Now, we all believe XRP will be backed with gold, silver. Maybe this is the early time. Gold's going to skyrocket in price. I'm just letting you know. Now, Crypto Hulk, I've always been talking about this gold here. Let me show you. If you do the drop down right there on the More button, you see I got some hardware wallets there for sale on my YouTube channel. I got gold as well. My name's Crypto Hulk, live stream coming at you. Gold, XRP, it all links up and ties together. I'm letting you know in advance. I'm letting you know in advance what's coming.
What do you guys think of these tariffs that are going down? Do you guys think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Do you think it's a bad thing maybe in the short run, but long term wise, it's a good thing? What do you guys know? What do you guys think? Put me on game because I know a little bit about it, but I don't know everything. I think it might be not the best thing short term, but long term might be good. But I don't know, y'all. Don't criticize me for that, y'all. Let me know. Put me on game. Let me know what you guys think about it. What you know about the tariffs.
They be putting it in the movies, man. I'm not a conspiracy theorist or anything. I don't believe the world is flat. But I've heard stories. Now look at this. Hold on, just wait for it.
The Truman Show, Part 2.
I wouldn't bet against the Chiefs. Like I said, and with the refs. I played the game, man. I'm watching the game and I'm looking at all these calls that that's benefiting the Kansas City Chiefs. Look at the game against the Texans. Bro, like, you know, Mahomes is smart. He dinking around. He causing the flag. You know what I mean? He's getting the benefit of it. He didn't even get hit. 15-yard flag. The guy, Will Anderson, barely hit him. That can stop the momentum of the game. At that point in time, the Houston Texans were in the game. It changed the whole complexity of the game. You can even go back to the last couple of Super Bowl, even when the Niners played the Super Bowl. Look at all the holding calls. If you watch that tape, bro, it was crazy. They were getting clotheslined, and they were not calling it. It's unreal. I never thought I would say that, thought games were rigged or, you know, somebody got, you know, some plays. And it is unreal at the amount of calls that are not called against Kansas City Chiefs that are called against everybody else.
I'm curious to know, is there any Eagle fans out there? Any Eagle fans? I know a lot of the CaveFam do not care for sports or like it. I grew up on watching football with my dad and my family, so it's a little tradition thing. I like to watch it, right? I'm human. But any Eagle fans out there, do you guys think you have a chance? Like, really? Do you think like the NFL is going to let a three-peat go with Taylor Swift on the field and showing her every 5 minutes and the big magic of a three-peat? Do you Eagle fans think you even have a chance, or are you guys like, man, there's not, even if we play good, there's no way we're gonna win? Like, what do you guys think? I really want to know because I think it's over. There's no way the Chiefs are gonna lose. There's no way. There's no way the NFL and the powers that be are gonna let that happen.
You see me? How does the mirror know? How does it know? I'm blocked. How does the mirror know?
MK Ultra never ended. I hope we're going to get that off our chest, because that all the UFO shit is directly with that. And I don't know which parts are the mind control shit and which parts are some kind of entity. So, and it's on purpose that you're not supposed to connect it, but they're very connected.
Look at the differences between these two different planes falling. The second one looks like a missile.
Looks like a missile to me.
You know what's shocking? All you gotta do is close your eyes and actually remember every time you looked at anybody in a hospital room, in a hospital bed, all of them in unison only have one thing being pumped into their veins the entire time they're in the medical building.
Wow. Yeah.
All of them have an IV stand pumping saline, they call it, inside your veins of your loved one or yourself the whole time you're under surgery, the whole time you're in an ambulance going to the hospital. That you're admitted every day that you're in there, they are pumping saline inside your body.
Salt.
It is salt water.
Martinez, California. Folks, something serious is happening at the refinery. It's getting progressively worse. Black clouds, billowing smoke. Nobody is, they're saying nothing to worry about. No shelter in place.
Don't worry
this
here.
Is not, look at this. Look at this.
Nothing to worry about here. Look at that. Nothing to worry about. That don't look good. It's a nice part of California, though. It looks a little foresty. Never heard of Martinez, California. Or is that the refinery?
So it was just like you was here and I was there.
It's in the second life.
It's the same. Like you die, live at the same time. You die, live, and come back all at the same time. That's what I'm.
So it's like the Matrix?
No, no, that's what I'm. Like everything happened at the same time. Let me tell you how it works. Right, the past and the future is like, the future is like dark, but like the present is like can control the future. But the present ain't nothing but like pictures, like still shots. So imagine like a camera, and it take pictures. Like once they take the picture, it's gone, but it's trapped in the universe, and you can use it for information, but you can't get back to it no more. That's how you know, like Back to the Future a lot. They can never go back to the future because the future like don't exist. Everything is happening now.
Yeah,
that's what a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't know. Everybody like, I remember this. You don't remember nothing. It's like you don't remember nothing for real. You think you do. Like it's really happening right now.
But do you remember?
No, it's happening right now.
Because for you to say that they don't remember nothing, you can remember that they don't remember nothing.
You can't trick me. That's all everything right now.
I don't want to trick you. I'm trying to get some understanding.
I'm talking about right now. Like the world is like tricky. All right, the world really don't exist. It's like a thought, but a thought like when God said, "Let there be light," and it became light. That's how you know that you control the world by your voice.
If Donald Trump can convince the Republican Congress to get rid of the income tax for a system of tariffs instead, ladies and gentlemen, the economy will absolutely explode like you have not seen since the Reagan years, maybe bigger. The explosion of capital and investment in the United States and the basically $30,000 or so raise a lot of people are going to get will absolutely blow our economy up like you've never seen before.
Well, I guess that answers the question I was asking you guys, right? That's what it was. It was my laptop. I guess that's the good thing, right? Maybe it's going to be not the best short term, a few months, prices are going to raise. But as prices raise, maybe they get rid of this income tax and our wages or our pockets, I ain't going to say wages, our way of making money starts to raise and we get a $30,000 raise. Who doesn't want that, right? There we go. It's my laptop.
We believe there are to be a malignant tumor of star whackers in Hollywood. How many people do you know personally who have died suddenly and mysteriously in the past 5 years? I have personally known 8 actors, all of whom I have worked with and was close to. Heath Ledger, Chris Penn, David Carradine among them. I believe these actors were whacked, and I believe that many others, such as Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, and Mel Gibson, are being played to get at their money. In the meantime, many a celebrity's image and marketability
Old statements. Real mayonnaise. You can buy some of that. Is that stuff bad to use on my grill? I'm sure it's terrible, right? But what if I turn the grill on full blast and hopefully kill all the chemicals with the heat? I need some degreaser on
Possibly
my
more
grill.
of an observation, but I'm interested to hear all of your thoughts.
Now, before you guys kill me, usually I just use Dawn dish soap with my pressure washer, and that's a pretty good degreaser. But I was hoping to get a little deeper, maybe with some degreaser. Let me know down below. All my queens and kings of clean. If you're from Arizona, you know who the queen of clean is.
We are all very lucky that we are across the channel and we are the far side of Europe. But Ukraine is actually much closer than all of us think.
For the record, page 55 from the committee's interview with FBI employee Roya Demlow, who you just spoke about, which took place on July 17, 2023. In that line, she says, the question was asked, okay, if someone were to leave here today, were to leave this interview and were to suggest or imply that when you said the laptop was real, that it meant that the FBI had affirmatively determined in October 2020 that the laptop belonged to Hunter Biden.
I mean, one of the things I've learned in my tenure in the Senate is that a nominee saying that they're willing to work with me amounts to exactly 0. We need to get this fixed. Thank you.
I'm filling this up at Walmart, and I'm wondering, like, where is this water actually coming from, right? Because it could just be coming from anywhere. Watch the bottle so it don't overflow. Where is it coming? That is it. Boy, that's coming out of their faucet. That is faucet water that I'm filling this up with faucet water. Oh, this is faucet water. No, not faucet water. They got me with the faucet water. They got me with the faucet water with a filter. The filter is here somewhere. I don't know, but it's coming from up top here. So, hey, they giving me the same water I could have got at home to put in my bottle. It's the same freaking water I could have got at home.
Isn't that where all water pretty much comes from? From like even in my refrigerator, it comes from the tap, but it goes through the filter. Same in my fish tank, comes from the water hose. Put a little dechlorinator in there, and then it runs through the filter and gets cycled. Or was this guy expecting that thing to have like 100 gallons of water in there already filtered and ready to go? I don't know. What do you guys think?
When you look at the money, our dollar bill, of course, you'll see the pyramid. Why do you have an Egyptian pyramid on a dollar bill? And the words in Latin, you know, most people are trying to earn a buck, they're not even looking at it. But if you look at the back of the dollar bill, it says annuit coeptus. And on the bottom, below the pyramid, it says novus ordo seclorum, new order of the world, the new world order. And the annuit coeptus over the top simply means our enterprise is successful, or our enterprise has been crowned with success. And so what enterprise? The New World Order. The New World Order, the pyramid has 13 layers. Just as the 13 stars, there are 13 feathers, there are 13 stripes. And the shield, you'll see the American shield, that's what is called an American flag. The American flag, the stripes are going up and down. A United States flag, which is a corporation, it's a privately owned company, U.S. flag, the stripes go that way.
And so when you see the Los Angeles thing, and it was like an electric shock to the whole green DEI mentality, and you started to learn certain things about it. It was a pastime of very elite, wealthy people. So suddenly they were saying, there's no police protection. My house burned down, but I had a safe, and I had Krugerrands and gold and all these things. Well, what did you think when you voted to decriminalize looting and theft to $950? And then they said, well, we cleaned out all of our area around our house, but the county owned that hill, and they said the milk vetch was a protected species of bush, so they never cleaned it off, and the fire came right up and it burned the milk vetch and then burned my house down. Yes, that's what it does when some people come in and they try to sue the city and say that's a milk vetch protected species. And it was like, oh, wow, the mayor doesn't know anything about fire. We have 100, the fire chief has 100 fire vehicles that are sitting there with no money to repair them. And she says that her job starts when the water comes out the hydrant. The deputy mayor of safety is under house supervision. And they think, well, who hired these people? You did, because they fit a particular ideology whose consequences you're never subject to, because your zip code, your money, your degree, your network of friends protects you from that.
All right, I want you to listen to what this person said.
What I was talking about.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! What the hell?
It wasn't God. It wasn't Jesus. It's a certain type of people who say, Allah Akbar. So what's your thoughts to that being said? And I'm still going to ask the question, why was the plane removed while there were still things being torched? That's a little bit confusing. And then this morning before daylight, it's just gone. All the other stuff is there. All the other vehicles, the cars, damages, all that stuff. I just don't know why remove something that's the key to the evidence. Something smells fishy. Take care. God bless.
Here Kanye go. He came out the cut, and this is what he posted to X. This is not a clone, or is it? So we all know that this was the Kanye from back in the day. I'm talking the Kanye of the album The College Dropout or The Late Registration. And this Kanye on the right is the present day Kanye, the one that's been making more headlines for what he been saying than the music aspect. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. With these two pictures, you definitely can see a big ass change. This man always got some weird timing. Like, what drove this man to go on the internet and tweet this? It don't even make sense. With all this shit going around, he want to post something like this. So I expect Kanye to be back in the headlines with some crazy shit. So y'all let me know down below in the comments what y'all think about this. And y'all let me know, is he one or is he not one?
At the very top, who really rules the world? And I discovered it's a very, very interesting history of ancient Iranian tribes, the original Zoroastrians, and the first world Persian Empire that has controlled the world for the last 5,000 years. The entities that created the Jesuits during the Renaissance in Italy, it was none other than Alessandro Farnese, a Persian. They have 10 bloodline families that sit on a council, and they're the ones who advise the Jesuits. The Jesuits worked for the Iranian bloodlines, and the Jesuits were created by Alessandro Farnese, who became Pope Paul III. We're talking about a global network with one template carrying all of this out. And it's originates with those ancient Iranian bloodlines. The Romans, the Etruscans, the Holy Roman Empire, they're all Iranian.
How does the helicopter not see a passenger jet and then maneuver? And so then if that, knowing that, was it mechanical failure? What else was going on? Like, I think there's going to be a lot of investigation with the 3 members of the crew that were on that chopper. We're gonna have to like kind of dig in to what was going on with them, because the when an airliner is coming in, everybody knows this at this point. When an airliner is coming in on approach, it is clearly visible. Like, if you've ridden in a helicopter, the biggest thing when you're riding a helicopter is you're trying to watch out for birds, because you don't want birds to get caught into the propeller system. So you're kind of always watching for birds. But like an airliner is massive. Like a commuter jet is still a massive plane.
Yeah,
you know, it's not a 747, but it's a massive plane. So what was going on in the chopper that you couldn't go up, down,
Oh,
take evasive action, whatever the case might be. How do you even get that close?
Yeah.
I got real concerns. I want to stop there. I don't want to comment
Sure.
anymore.
No,
But to the families, man, my prayers go out to you because you lost so many people.
And think about how sad this is. This
I'm telling you right now, they can kill me for saying it, but under no circumstance is a military helicopter, especially a fucking Black Hawk, gonna accidentally crash into a commercial plane.
Why do I mean, that's true because I mean, we've seen the movies when there's somebody throwing off an RPG, you know, you hear ding 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 ding, and then they look back and they're like RPG at our six or whatever, you know. So and then they maneuver like that's a military helicopter, y'all. It's a Black Hawk, it's not an Apache. It's a Black Hawk, but still, those things are, you know, they're agile.
They want these 15-minute cities whereby you have everything you need within 15 minutes walk or bike ride of your house. So you don't have to move. What they want is these communities increasingly isolated from everyone else and communicating through the internet, which they can switch off anytime they bloody like. What you saw during lockdown, that was all part of the perceptual preparation for these 15-minute cities. This is why they are targeting car ownership in such a blatant way. I've been in London and seen what the 20-mile-an-hour speed limits are like. It's a nightmare. It's producing more pollution because you're in a lower gear most of the time. This is the thing, you see. That's the scam. That's the no problem reaction solution. That's why
it's just a stepping stone, isn't it, to what they really want?
Exactly that. What it's doing is making it more and more and more expensive to have a car, to have independence of movement, because they want you in a situation of dependency. The electric car, for instance, is nothing to do with the environment. It's about moving to autonomous cars that drive themselves, but you won't own it, you'll hire it. With a petrol and diesel car, you can pretty much drive where you want. With an autonomous car, the computer will decide where you can and cannot go. That's what it's all about. And I've got the sun coming up now.
One of those.
No, there's a city, not a city, there's a apartment complex in Tempe, Arizona. I was trying to find the clip for today after I saw that clip, but I couldn't find it. And it's a smart apartment complex. No cars allowed. They have everything you need in there: restaurants, bars, grocery stores, you know, barber shops, hair salons, nail salons, everything you need in that apartment complex. And their transportation, they have like the e-bikes that you know use your app, or the scooters or whatever. That's how they get around. Now, is that coming to a city near you, to a town near you, to your neighborhood? That would suck, y'all.
Things came down low and slow over her house, and she said it had the sound of a helicopter. So she was like, her and her husband were like, oh, you know, it's a helicopter. But then all of a sudden they realized, she said, Mr. Logan, were you ever aircrew? I said, yeah, I was in special ops and I flew on helicopters and da-da-da-da. And she goes, when it came down low, it had the sound of a helicopter, but you couldn't feel it. And I go, huh? She goes, you know when you can feel the rotor wash and it's hitting you in your chest like boom, 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 boom? She said there was none of that. She said it came down slow, low over her house, and then it went back up, and then she said it looked like it went back into formation with something else. And she said, that's not any drone I know of. And she said it sounded like the actual noise of the helicopter and several of the other noises from the drones were all pre-recorded just to make them sound like they were conventional aircraft.
How many of y'all got one of them keys that you can unlock your car with? You got it with you? Anybody got one? Here. Here. Now all y'all think you so bad. You think you can change this. Leave here tonight and walk across the country with me, pushing nothing but this unlocker, and it won't unlock nobody's car but yours. That's where they are technology, and this is a toy. Huh? They don't even give you directions, and y'all think y'all gonna take care of some business? You ain't gonna do a damn thing. Hear me again. Huh? The only car door this will open is yours. Out of the millions of cars, it won't open up another one. Technology. That's so I can scare the church, but I can't scare the universal God.
We saw what happened with him. He paid his way right out of that massage scandal. Remember that? Wearing makeup. And then Kaepernick.
February 14th, 2025. It could be the day everything changes. And the most unsettling part? The Simpsons already predicted it. In a little-remembered episode, The Simpsons show a shocking scene. A character eerily similar to Donald Trump lies in a coffin, surrounded by political figures in complete silence. The strange part? A clock in the background shows 2:14, a reference many interpret as February 14th. Now, in reality, Trump remains a key and polarizing figure. Political tensions continue to rise, and some believe something big is about to happen. There are even theories linking this date to dark historical events that always seem to occur in February. Do you think The Simpsons really predicted Trump's fate? Comment 14F if you believe there's something more behind this date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it. You know, I mean, they asked them a question today, and I'm sure if you're of the type of person who just always hates the one team and loves what the other one does, they asked them a question about the crash. They said, will you visit the crash site? Now, every other politician would go, of course, it was a tragedy. And he went, it's the water. What do you want me to do, swim there? You know? And I was like, exactly, fuck right. You're exactly right. It's a stupid question, and you got just the answer you deserve.
You can't escape forever chemicals, like, for instance, PFAS.
What's that?
Polyfluoroalkylated substances, Teflon. Remember Teflon?
Yeah, the material.
The material that nonstick pans were coated with?
Yeah.
That's PFAS. Turns out that causes obesity by itself. It causes the differentiation and growth of fat cells. Tributyl tin. This is what you paint on the bottoms of boats to keep barnacles from attaching to the hull. It's in all of our food supply, in all of our water supply, all over the world. That causes fat cells to grow before you're born. Exposures to all sorts of things. BPA, bisphenol A. Okay, when you get your receipt, your paper receipt from Target, that's bisphenol A. Phthalates are plasticizers. You stick a binky in a baby's mouth, a pacifier. That's a plasticizer. That's got phthalates in it. That causes obesity. Parabens in cosmetics will cause obesity. Vinyl flooring, flame retardants in children's clothing and in mattresses. All of these things will drive different receptors in the body and act as what we call endocrine disruptors. And those endocrine disruptors will change the differentiation and the growth of fat cells to increase adiposity.
I don't know. I don't know about that. It might encourage it a little bit, but I know with me, how I got overweight was eating junk. It wasn't the shirt I was wearing. It's not the hat I'm wearing, the headphones I got on. It's the bull crap I'm eating, right?
Just sitting here trying to figure out how a Learjet that can only fly at 533 miles per hour can suddenly go faster than Mach 1.
The aircrew are now setting up for the high-speed pass. During this maneuver, they will approach show center at 200 feet in nearly Mach 1.0, or just under 750 miles an hour. Holy.
I want you to look at the speed of that, and then look at the speed of the plane that's coming down in the crash.
At points there, but again, just watching this video.
I don't see how the plane could reach those speeds.
At points there, but again, just watching this video.
somebody can explain to me, I'm more than willing to listen. So hit me up in the comments if you have an explanation for how that plane went at that speed towards the ground.
Yeah, you guys, let me know. What do you guys really think? Do you think that was something missile-esque? Or do you think it was what they're telling us, just, a plane crash that just went down? What do you guys think?
Look at this, people. Do not get fooled. That right there is not a gallon. 89 fluid ounces. Okay? Don't let them fool you. They're reducing the size and keeping the price.
That's a gallon.
Look. Hey? Here's the difference. That's 1 gallon. That's 89 ounces. That's 128 ounces. That's a true gallon. That's not. Don't let them fool you. Come on, manufacturers. We're not stupid.
I saw you've been going at Newsom on X.
The guy is just evil. I don't know how to phrase it any other way. If everything that you do in your career just turns to shit, at some point, if you don't look in the mirror and basically be like, maybe I had something to do with this, like his bank account always goes up, his properties always have more value. But what he did to San Francisco as mayor, San Francisco is ground zero for homeless in America, and California is ground zero as a state for homelessness. So everything the guy touches just becomes worse. And yet somehow, I guess because he's got slick hair, he just hangs around.
So the current timeline, time loop, whatever you want to call it, that we're living out the year of 1961, the year of the snake. People already know that we are part of the Matrix. And this is just proof, historical events that's happened, that's re-happening. We all know that there was a plane crash in 2025, January. It had a U.S. skate team on board. We also know that there is a plane crash in 1961 with a U.S. skate team on board that plane as well. That happened in February of 1961. 61 in Bel Air fire, which was a very huge fire for that time period, and amount of buildings and homes that were destroyed. Jump to January 2025, we have the Palisades fire alongside other fires in California. A lot of people have been talking about the crazy ass fog that's been happening in 2025 as well. Even someone tested it down in Florida. They tested it and said it had some sort of bacteria inside of it. It doesn't just stop there, but there was the Great Smog of 1961. That happened in January as well. Say that time is a concept. I believe it's a concept because you've ever had that feeling like time is moving fast, and then in other instances of your life, it's like time is moving so slow. Maybe someone's speeding up the time. Maybe they're slowing it down. But one thing you know is that you know how you feel. You know whether the day is moving faster than the last day. It goes down to reincarnation. There are so many people that believe that they've been here before and even have memories from the past. Let's get back to the year of the snake. January 2013, the year of the snake. American Airlines airplane has to be emergency landed. On this timeline, no one was injured in that plane. I feel like the things about these timelines, these time loops, you want to have to remember everything is not going to be the exact same. It's like a test that they're running. They're not going to continue to run the exact same test. There's going to be things that have changed. I don't know. You guys drop a comment on what you think. And last but not least, let me go back to year 2001. An airplane in New York City crashes and kills 260 people. It was an American Airlines airplane. Come on now. If we're not in a loop, I don't know where the hell we are.
Who remembers MapQuest?
Is there anything more early internet than
Old
MapQuest?
school. Youngsters don't know about that.
We thought we'd be printing maps off to get where we are going for eternity. If you needed to go on a long trip, you'd have 37 pages. I also feel like society peaked right here. Why did it have to keep going? Why couldn't this have been enough?
Now there's a lady in my car telling me where I'm going.
MapQuest was enough.
My grandpa traversed America with little maps.
Yeah.
Like, this is how he got around.
Yeah. Dude, for the longest time, though, we did too. In the 90s, I would use maps a
That's
lot.
what I'm saying.
Like,
But when this came out, we were like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, you mean we
bro.
just type it in, print it
Oh,
out? You know what I'm saying? It felt like we were doing
We
something.
were in the future.
You'd be on page 7 still in your neighborhood.
You ever fucked up one of those?
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh shit."
But let's be honest, though. Half the time, these map quests were wrong.
That's what I'm saying. You're
Yeah.
fucked.
It's a good thing that the gas station clerks always had their geographical shit
A
together.
real map.
They'd be like, "Oh, you're the third person that came in today."
Yeah, that's a wrong set of directions.
Yeah, I got you, man. You go down here to the save a step, you take a left.
Nope. I remember we used to go camping and dad would get out and go talk to the gas station clerk, like, hey, what do we get? How do we get? Like, hey, make a left here. You're gonna make a left. That's how it used to be. Now you ask these gas station clerks, you're like, let me Google it. But y'all remember MapQuest? I remember I used to deliver magazines. You know, at doctor's offices, you know, any type of office, there's magazines there. I used to deliver those. So when I would go to a certain place and I'm like, damn, I don't know where the next stop's at, I would ask them, could you guys print me out the MapQuest so I know how to get to my next stop? Usually they'd be pretty cool, but MapQuest, y'all remember that? Remember that? Remember life without GPS on your phone? These kids nowadays couldn't even imagine that.
The missile that hit Philadelphia, let's talk about it. Let's remember that if you look all the way back to the 1950s, the missiles were built with wings. That's right, folks. Missiles have wings. So let's get to the why. Word on the street, allegedly, is that there were 4 high-profile Russians on that plane that fell into the Potomac. So, what was that missile launched for? Retaliation. This is the information that's now circulating, and I'm just here to tell you there's nothing you could say or do to ever convince me that that was an airplane. That was not an airplane. I repeat again and again and again, that was not an airplane. That, my folks, was a missile.
I'm convinced American schools are literally prisons because it's 11 o'clock in the morning right now and all the kids are just out here playing. Like, when I was in high school, I do not remember getting to be outside in the middle of the day. I, like, literally look, everyone's just playing. And we have this cool little market in school. And it's not like kindergartners, like there's primary students, there's high school students, like everyone's just out playing.
Music playing. Doesn't America just are we starting to realize and wake up? We're the third world country. I mean, Thailand's always thought to be poor, and look, they got a market in their school for kids to go in there and get some snacks. We didn't have that. We had to eat those frozen chicken nuggets that they warm up with frozen fries. We're lucky if they brought in something good to eat at our schools. And this guy over here is planting eggs. He's living in 2030.
And somebody said, well, what would you do? What can you do? So easy. I drop a 25% tax on China. And you know, I said to somebody that it's really the messenger. The messenger is important. I could have one man say, we're going to tax you 25%. And I could say another, listen, you motherfuckers, we're going to tax you 25%.
Why the fuck would The Simpsons predict something so dark? Just watch this shit.
Maybe not tomorrow, maybe never. But it's coming, and soon.
Don't worry, kids.
The
government will help. The government cannot help itself, let alone you. So to take your minds off your troubles, I propose some kind of games, either hunger or squid.
Hold on, you tell me, didn't Trump just bring this up in his last speech?
We need double the energy we currently have in the United States. Can you imagine? They said, wow, you're kidding. And I said, no, I'm not kidding. You don't have to hook into the grid, which is old and, you know, could be taken out. If it's taken out, they wouldn't have any electricity.
They have slowly been putting it in front of our faces for years, even on some of the biggest stages.
A large blackout affecting the entire, or a large portion of the United States of America. The unfortunate news is that the threat of such a blackout is very real. Thousands of people sit without electricity. Imagine what that's like. You walk outside, you turn on your phone, there's no signal. You go back inside, you turn on the TV, no signal. You turn on the radio, no power. You turn on the faucet, no water. You turn on the fridge, no refrigeration, your food starts to spoil. You walk outside, cars pile up, no streetlights. In big cities, if you're in New York, LA, San Francisco, Chicago, DC, within 3 to 5 days, the food is gone from the grocery stores. The first few days, we're desperately trying to evacuate people trapped in elevators, have now left their positions like many did during Katrina to protect themselves and their own families.
And when something like this happens, books and information are going to be some of the most powerful resources because nobody is going to have a clue what to do, which is exactly why everybody in my family has one of these. How to build your own water filter, how to purify water, how to make water out of drinkable air, how to charge your phone when there's no electricity, how to get power out of dead batteries, how to make your own solar panel system, DIY air conditioner, and a whole bunch of other information all packed into this one book. The only issue is they've already sold out once this month, so if you see the orange card somewhere down here below, make sure you get it while it's still on sale.
Tell you, over the past several months, the Lord said to me, there's going to come a time where I tell you, do not get on that plane. He said, when I tell you don't get on, do not get on. And so what he began to do with me, because we travel so much, he said, I want you to get in the habit of driving to where you go. Now, this was so far-fetched to me because I don't like road trips. And so over the past several months, almost everywhere that I have gone, it has been a road trip. I've been driving 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours all over the country. Probably drove by your neighborhood and you didn't even know it. Because the Lord said to me, I want you to get used to this, because there will be a season where literally, and I'm being careful again how we say this, but I have to tell you the truth, I saw planes begin to drop. And the Lord said again, if we will pray and put a hedge around this nation, we can stop the cyber attacks that the enemy wants to release. Now, he did say to me that there are some things that cannot be stopped. They can only be lessened. And so we must raise the level of our prayer, because if we don't have a prayer life, we're not going to make it. Y'all too quiet in this room for me. I said, if you don't have a prayer life, we're not going to make it.
This guy UFO Gerb did a video, the 1965 Kecksburg, Pennsylvania UFO crash. They first saw it over the Great Lakes. People thought it was an asteroid at first. Then when it went over Pennsylvania, it did like a 90-degree turn. Crashed in the woods. They got accounts from all these different people. They said it was like the size of maybe like an SUV, but it looked like an acorn. And around the rim, it looked like they had hieroglyphics. And one of the guys who gave this account was a volunteer firefighter. They all thought it was a plane crash. So they showed up thinking that, okay, we got to rescue people, put out a fire.
Could you imagine?
They said this acorn UFO was just sticking in the dirt, and they're like, what? And he said within 5 minutes, military was there with guns and said,
Get out of here.
Get out of here. This is a secure location now. And they were forced off the location.
Lucky they survived, dude.
Yeah. He said that both
can't go
his
there?
son and daughter have joined the military, and they're not able to advance further because their name is attached to their father. He's on this list now.
They flagged him.
Yeah, he's definitely flagged. It's the list we're on.
Dude.
Yeah, for real.
Sorry, Demi. Sorry, Zola.
By the way, it's all his fault that we're spending $6 billion in taxpayer money this month to help fight HIV/AIDS.
Here, up there, I saw a UFO, and it went down the river, turned right at the United Nations, turned left, and then down the river. It wasn't a helicopter, it wasn't a balloon, and it was so near.
And it looked what, sort of round, white,
just like
and silent.
Silent, and it looked dark, like black or gray in the middle, and had white lights, just looked like light bulbs, you know, just going off, on, blink, 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 round the bottom, and on top was a red light.
Well, why don't they land then, Muhammad? I mean, if they're intelligent people, why wouldn't they land and step out and say, hi there? Or Galvin Ding, whatever they say. You know, why wouldn't they make contact?
They probably figure they can't get no sense out of the people here. There are actual saucers and objects coming within our atmosphere and flying around, and people got pictures. Everybody cite the same thing in every city, the red and blue and green lights, but the people, authorities completely brush it off as if to say we are mentally off. But I know it's right because I've been seeing them.
I saw a tweet, and the tweet said that the Girl Scouts organization collected $192 million last year.
Wow.
But they only then returned $8 million to chapters.
What?
Yeah.
8?
Yeah. They spent $18 million on
Microphone
IT
looks-
services.
Oh my gosh. Is that like
IT services, like wink wink,
Familiar.
or is that like IT services?
Well, I don't know, but like the numbers, they from afar feels like there's probably some lot of hands in the pot, a lot of hands in the cookie jar, as they say.
Pun intended. I think the IT services is obviously like just a front that they're paying it to. 8 million out of 192.
Yeah. And then I think like their CEO a couple years ago was paid $1.5 million, and like it's a pretty high percentage of spend that's going to the CEO relative to the chapters. I hope this isn't true.
I'm saying this with very little information, but they can't have these little girls out there selling these cookies and then all the money's going to like a corporation. That's like child labor kind of.
Yes, you file all this with I'm not saying that, jeez. But like this is all like their expenses are all filed with the IRS. But now this did come from Twitter. So
it's allegedly. You just say allegedly.
Allegedly.
And actually I think you can say anything. You just throw an allegedly on it. It's like allegedly, so I'm not actually
But I
sure.
hope that's not the case. I hope that they brought in $192 million and
190 of it went to chapters.
Do you remember not too long ago when people all over the world were recording and posting this sight that they saw in the sky? We were originally told that this was due to SpaceX's Starship exploding and the debris going everywhere. Well, a couple nights ago, people in the suburbs of Chicago saw something very similar, only this time we know for sure that it wasn't SpaceX or anything involved with SpaceX. People were already suspicious that SpaceX's Starship was the sole reason that something this grand happened, but now, after what was seen a few nights ago in Chicago, people are starting to come up with theories that whatever's going on with this situation is completely different than what we were told. From a wide range of ideas and theories, some theorize that these are non-human entities entering our atmosphere, possibly fallen angels or a connection to the Galactic Federation, while others theorize that this is indeed debris from man-made devices, but we're not being told the real reason why these devices exploded. According to that second theory, SpaceX's Starship didn't explode because of a simple malfunction, but instead because it hit something in the upper atmosphere, many people believing that what it hit was the firmament.
All right, family. There you have today's reaction. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoy the microphone. I love it a lot more. Just got to get it right. Weather. The weather is finally nice, y'all. We're going to have a good 7 days of 75 and up to 80 degrees. I think we're going to get out and take the baby on a little walk around the park and check the mail, get them outside. It's going to be nice. I'm excited, y'all. Got a nice steak I'm about to eat right now. It's a good Sunday, y'all. Hope everyone out there has a good day, has a good Sunday, has had a good weekend, y'all. If you made it this far, like, comment, subscribe. We do daily uploads over here, y'all. We're going to start growing. I can feel it. I can feel it. I can feel it. This is Segovia. I'm signing out of the man cave. I'm going to see you guys on Monday. Y'all have a good one. Later.